welcome. It's lovely to have you here again today. I just wanted to start today with this little meme here. Probably my iPad thing will turn itself off in a minute. But where do you get your information from? And it's this little Leo meme that, if you don't know the meme, you don't know the meme. And what you'll see here is it kind of like this third eye and all of this energy swirling around him. So hopefully you can see that. And that is connected to so many things to do with mental health and intuition and the polyvagal nerve and fight or flight and your body getting dysregulated. So we mentioned yesterday I went to the chiropractor, and after quite a number of years of having treatments, we had a conversation where I was told the purpose of chiropractic is to allow your body and your brain to work together. And I said a joke like, do mine not work together? And he said, Cal, your mind doesn't even know it has a body. So that's probably just one little bit of information. A little bit later, I found out about this vagal nerve and how the energy in the atmosphere and stuff comes into your body and goes up and hits your brain, and that's what creates the feeling or the concept of pain or distress or joy even. It turned itself off. So let's just move that little puppy, because then it helps with the bell curve. Let's not just always focus on these energies and vibes that come in. Sometimes you get really loving energy. You walk in somewhere and it just feels so nice. So that comes in on your polyvagal nerve and goes up to your brain, and it does some stuff. And if your body, if your brain processes that energy input as stress, then you can get out of this dysregulated state and move into these ones. So once I went in I've heard about this vagal nerve, and these learned professionals who have spent 30 or 40 years learning this stuff laughed at me and told me a lot about the vagal nerve. And what we practiced and tested that day was, did I actually know how to do belly breathing? And I didn't. So I actually spent about 3 weeks watching YouTube videos learning how to do belly breathing because my body had forgotten. And I even went to the doctor and lied down on the table and got him to watch me breathing and asked him if I was doing it right. My body had forgotten how to breathe properly. So the crack, it was interesting yesterday. Usually I release some trauma and tension and come home and cry. This time I arrived and I was crying, and afterwards I felt very, very peaceful. And then I came home and was inspired to do some journaling in my little Dreamy Be Brave journal, which I did. And then I also put some crystals out under the supermoon. And spent some time in my garden. That's one of my doctor's prescriptions, is for me to spend 2 hours a day in my garden. But really, I think he means, he did say in my garden, but I think he means outside in nature. Hopefully with my feet bare so I can ground. What else has happened? The other day, I was having a text conversation with one of my friends we talk about things, and we were talking about the Lionsgate portal and how that was going for us and our individual experiences. And I said that mine was really, really good, but some of it was really brutal. And she just sent me the lyrics, a link to lyrics in a song, and then the link to the song. And she said, I got this. And when you are intuitive with your friends and they ask you a question, sometimes those are the answers you give them. Listen to this song, read this book, find out about this crystal. Like, it's random, but if it feels right, do it. And so I do or don't know is her process. I have got no idea about her process, but she sent me these lyrics and they were just exactly summed up. The first verse summed up exactly what I was trying to articulate quite a lot recently. I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I sat quietly, agreed politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. And it's a Katy Perry song, and it's called Raw. And I watched the video, and at the end she comes out of her little Gucci trailer and there's an elephant. So I thought, wow, there's quite a few elephants in the room. So that's the other thing. Messages and all of this type of stuff just have layers and depths to it. And the person who sends you the message, potentially can't even comprehend how many ripples and mind-blowingness that is going to be. So I'm finding it quite fascinating that the theme of this week was mediation, a process wherein the parties meet with the mutually selected impartial and neutral person who assists them in negotiation of their differences. And the media is blowing up this week with all this bullying stuff. So we started with Sam the Man, and then we've gone to sorry, I'm going to say it wrong, but I know how to say it when you're in front of me, because I had a friend that I worked with and I could say their name when they're in front of me, but me and words just not that flash. And so Guav from, I think it's West Hamilton. So yeah, you guys are in there about the bullying, and then there's all this stuff coming up about different members of parliament and what someone did 10 years ago, what someone did in January and February and March, and all of this, it's almost like trying to find out which is the worstest bully. This is nothing compared to this, whereas the conversation that I would like to know, and what I'm going to ask today, is, do the stories of bullying indicate New Zealand's systems are corrupted by bullying, which I've actually said is psychopathy, because it is. And then by systems, I've gone into legal, judicial, health, political. I've covered off both local and national there. The mainstream media, including social media, because, the people that own the media own the same social media. Education, financial, and defence and police. And then just private corporations. I think that's best to leave as a separate question, but we can do that exactly the same question here on private corporations tomorrow. So, and I've brought out the Kachina knife layout cheat sheet for me just so I can really get it right. So let's do the card cutting thing. I did shuffle them before while I was doing my meditation and writing that little word. So yeah, we'll break them up. And whoops, I'll put this one here. Okay, so let's get going. Oh, I really do need a stand, don't I? Oh, cracky. Just messed up my little compass. But it'll wiggle, it'll find its way back. Okay, so the bullying stories. And what we are questioning is an indication of the systemic nature of these systems. The past that led to this, and what is going on in the middle. So what are we experiencing? The outcome. Wow, these are interesting cards. Some advice. Did we get that advice the other day? Can't remember. And some other advice. Okay, so. Oh, and then there was this underlying energy deck thing. So there's a woman I watch called Mad World Tarot that does that. So I'll just have a quick look. I will leave the underlying energy till last. Like, why don't we do that? Okay, so these stories about the bullying. Yeah. It's the devil. It's the temptation card. It's the I'm tempted to be a version of myself that's quite extreme, and everyone else around me is doing it, so it's really, really tempting to be a bully and be like everyone else. So when it comes to the systems, are they corrupt with psychopathy? The Justice card. We're going to find out. I believe it's a yes from the devil. And I believe that what sits between us is what we're experiencing is people offering us something new. A new way to look at these things. And yeah, that's what's going on. People are looking. People didn't have the time or the energy to look before, but they're looking now. So the past, what led to this was just people got away with it. You got away with your bullying. You got away with your psychopathy. You got away with your character assassinations. You got away with it all, and you just kept rising up the ranks. So that is the past that led to this. But yeah, devil card, that's interesting. So the outcome, it's just the Nine of Swords. This is the card that keeps you awake at night, where you hold your head and go, what the heck? What is actually going on? But I think, yeah, there's a lot going on. But the fact that these swords are going sideways means that this too can pass. If they're coming down and stabbing you, not good swords. But these worries, concerns, being duped, having your eyes open, it does make you wake up at night and cry or whatever I did in bed last night. Healing under the super full moon, may I add. So some advice for this is the Seven of Swords is, look at it, it's a tricky, deceptive card. And people are being deceived. Someone's leaving you, here we go, here's the Guav, here's the Sam the Man. Meanwhile, these things that are way, way worse, and, you know, this is not even on the iceberg. This is like a little bit of ice floating around this huge, massive thing that sunk the Titanic. And meanwhile, people are getting all up in their grill about this, and this is really what needs to be looked at. And look, it's right under this. The people who are these psychopathy, bullying people are the same people that are trying to deflect your attention. Secondary advice is just cut your losses and walk away. If you had faith and belief in these systems and structures, trying to hold on to it, trying to make sense of it, isn't going to help you. And the fact that that's under the justice card, if we walk away from all of this about if, you know, someone who set sprinklers on protesters, someone who accused someone of being a rapist, someone who mobilized the police instead of mediating this thing here, they did the bullying, psychopathy thing, and mobilised police on New Zealand citizens. They are, if we walk away from trying to defend and hold on to that behaviour and say bullying and psychopathy and this ugly is not acceptable, we live in the present, forget the past, forget the future. Today is our present. This is what we need to be fixing. So yeah, let justice reign. So that's the card reading of today. The underlying energy of the deck was, yeah, Six of Swords. People, we need to move on, move out of our current thinking and see things from a much higher perspective. So I also did some shuffling on the New Zealand Major Arcana cards and just to collect in with the collective energy of New Zealand at the moment. Is this the Justice card? I can't read it. Oh no, it's God of Lightning, 16. It's the Tower, baby. God of Justice. God of Lightning. Why can't that focus? Okay, can't focus because it's just budget, but anyway. It is the God of Lightning. It is the Tower. New Zealand's Tower moment is here. And sudden upheaval, broken pride, and disaster. Yeah, pride comes before a fall, and there's going to be a lot of falls. So that's what the cards are saying for me today. I hope you enjoyed your cup of tea if you managed to have one with me. And God bless, and we will see you tomorrow, New Zealand.